Welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna talk about Demon Slayer and Jujutsu Kaisen, and the big question of the day is which anime will be better in the long run. So there's three things we're gonna go over to determine this. We're gonna go over the fight scenes, well, the best fight scene from each anime in my opinion. The plot, like the storyline amongst both of the animes, and the character development. Then finally, we're gonna go over the overall answer for me, and y'all can leave a comment and just tell me who y'all think. First up the bat, we have Jujutsu Kaisen's best fight scene in my opinion, and I want to start off with a fight that started actually very early throughout the series, the Gojo versus Yuji, aka Sukuna fight. That fight was actually shown to be a really great fight. It really showed the animations that are far ahead of its peers. It also showed how good these fight scenes are really gonna be. Like, you start to see Gojo barely even trying with a blindfold on, and he's like destroying Sukuna for like a very short period of time. Then you just go on and you just feel like you're just gonna be invested into the anime, and the fight scenes make you want to be even more invested. So after that, we would go on to Demon Slayer's best fight scene in my opinion, which is when Tanjiro fought against the Ball Demon. When Tanjiro fought against the Ball Demon, that was very, very different from the previous fights that he had before that, because we get to see Tanjiro. He's really pushing himself to the limits. He's adapting to the battlefield, the demon he's fighting, or the two demons he's fighting. And he actually just goes all out. Like, he literally can barely, if even, walk after that fight. And though this anime came out a year before Jujutsu Kaisen, this anime actually keeps up with the visual or the animations. And it also keeps us intrigued because Tanjiro pushes himself to the limit, and not only did he, but his sister also, even though she's a demon, and we see that she's really going all out to protect the ones around her. So I don't really know who I would give this to. I would probably give it to Jujutsu Kaisen due to the fact that their animations are just something that I've never seen before. But we'll go on to the next point, which is going to be the plot. The plot for Demon Slayer is very different than Jujutsu Kaisen. For Demon Slayer, it starts off as Tanjiro. He goes out into town to get some supplies. He comes back, his whole family's dead. So after that, we pretty much go down a whole like loophole of him training to become a Demon Slayer. He really wants to become a Demon Slayer and join the corps, and he ends up doing it. He gets help from some previous Demon Slayers who eventually died. That I don't know how he's seen them, but they eventually helped him to slice through a boulder, which gave him enough strength to get through the Demon Slayer's test with ease. So we keep going on through that. He meets Kibutsuji, and Kibutsuji, aka Michael Jackson. So we just go on from even that. He keeps fighting. The fight scenes get better. He meets friends. And it's just overall a pretty good story, honestly. I know I'm not saying a lot because I don't want to spoil it for the people who haven't watched it completely. So we'll go to Jujutsu Kaisen, which Jujutsu Kaisen starts off with Yuji Itadori. He's a super athletic kid at his school. He wants, well, his track coach wants him to be on the track team. So you can just tell what type of athlete he really is. So we go on from that. We see his grandpa. Yuji really doesn't get sad, but his grandpa passes away, and he ends up going to school after hours, and he's with this sorcerer group who's like very interested in like sorcery and stuff. So they ended up eating Sukanas. Wait, I said that name totally wrong. They ended up eating a demon that takes control of his body's finger, and Yuji kind of adopts his abilities, but he also adopts the presence of the demon. So they just they end up weirdly joining the sorcerer group, the national sorcerer group, and you just see a bunch of fights. I mean, I haven't seen a lot of emotional scenes from Jujutsu Kaisen, such as Demon Slayer, but you can tell that this story could go an amazing way and it could do amazing things, but I don't think it's up to par with Demon Slayer. And once again, I know I'm halfway saying the plot because I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't watched it yet. So, last but not least, we go on to character development, and we'll start with Jujutsu Kaisen. Yuji Itadori, he starts off as the most athletic character and kind of ends as the most athletic character in his age range. It hasn't been a lot of character development throughout the short episodes that have been released throughout season 1, and I don't think it's been character development for anyone throughout season 1. Well, I kind of backtrack a little bit. Towards the end, when they're going up against the older guys, you kind of see character development for Yuji, but you really don't. Weirdly, he barely even gets all that stronger, but he does get stronger through eating Sukuna's fingers. So it's just a weird concept. In Demon Slayer, on the other hand, you get Tanjiro, who really develops from a kid to a man. It's a big character development for Tanjiro. Tanjiro started out as a wimpy kid, crybaby kid. He goes on a train on a cliff, and he ends up becoming a very talented Demon Slayer. He also he matures. He fights for what's right. He just goes out and does everything for the betterment of his family. When I say family, just to help his sister out. So even Zenitsu, he just gets kind of better throughout the series. I know he still cries a lot, but he's getting better. We see him super crybaby he starts putting other people above himself. Like when he fought the spider in the last few episodes inside of that forest, he really went all out. He knew he would probably die if he kept fighting, but he kept fighting. So you start seeing more character development. Also, I feel like Demon Slayer also has a way more emotion. Like, emotion is put into the anime more than Jujutsu Kaisen at the moment, which really gets the viewer interested in it. So I would give the last 2 rounds to Demon Slayer, and overall I think Demon Slayer is just the better of the 2 animes. I know a lot of people will have different opinions, which is a great thing, because I make these videos for people to form an opinion. So leave a comment, like, subscribe, and tell us who you think has the best anime. Like, which of these 2 animes will last longer than the other. If you made it this far, I really appreciate y'all. We're growing faster than I ever thought. Peace out.